Adam's story in the Bible, Quran and Torah. Was the first man, created by God, out of the dust of the ground, on the 6th day of the first month of the first year of the world. He was created to care for the rest of creation, and along with his wife Eve, he had the responsibility to populate the earth with the human race. God spoke everything else in the universe into existence. But on the 6th day God did something different. He got down in the dirt and formed Adam from the clay. The name Adam is related to Adamah, the Hebrew word for ground or soil. God then breathed his own breath into the man's nostrils, and man became a living soul. The breath of God is what separates human beings from the animal kingdom. Being created since then has an immortal spirit as God has. God created a being so like him that the man could reason, reflect, intuit, and choose his own paths. The first woman, Eve, was made from one of Adam's ribs. God placed them in his perfect world, with only one restriction: they were not to eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The option for Adam to disobey had to be present, because without that ability to choose, human beings would not be completely free. God created Adam and Eve as truly free beings, and he allowed them to make an entirely free choice. Adam was the first human being and the progenitor of the human race. The first chapter of Genesis states that God made man in the 6th day of the creation, fashioning him in his own image and giving him dominion over the rest of creation. The etymology of the word Adam connects it with Adamah, ground or soil, and with Adam, red. This suggests that Adam was formed from red soil or clay. The second chapter of Genesis tells the creation of man in more detail. God created man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. He placed him in the Garden of Eden to cultivate it and keep it. God told the man that he could eat from every tree in the garden, except from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, under penalty of death. God brought all the animals and birds to Adam, who gave them their respective names, but Adam could not find among the animals a suitable helpmate. God then put the man to sleep, extracted one of his ribs, and fashioned with it the first woman, whom Adam called Eve because she would be the mother of all the living. The man and the woman were naked and felt no shame until the serpent convinced the woman to eat the fruit of the forbidden tree. After Eve shared the fruit with Adam, the couple became aware of their nakedness. They covered themselves with fig leaves and hid from God in embarrassment. God asked Adam, "Who told you that you were naked? Did you eat of the tree from which I had forbidden you to eat?" To the man, God said, "Because you did as your wife said and ate of the tree about which I commanded you, you shall not eat of it. Cursed be the ground because of you, by toil shall you eat of it. All the days of your life, thorns and thistles shall it sprout for you. But your food shall be the grasses of the field, by the sweat of your brow shall you get bread to eat, until you return to the ground, for from it you were taken. For dust you are, and to dust you shall return." Allah made the mountains and the seas. He made all the animals. He made the heavens and the stars. He made the sun and the moon, and he made the angels. The angels were like Allah's servants and did everything he ordered. Then Allah decided to make a man. He called this first man Adam. He taught him many things so that Adam had more knowledge than the angels. There was one jinn, called Iblis, and he thought he was better than Adam, so Allah would not let him stay with the other angels. He was to be called Shaitan, the devil. Shaitan blamed Adam for what had happened to him and was very angry. They were happy and liked living in paradise. There was, however, one thing they were not allowed to do. There was a special tree and Allah had told them they must not eat any fruit from that tree. At first Adam and Hawa were very good and kept away from the tree. Shaitan decided to do something very naughty. He told them they were silly to keep away from the tree. He said nothing would happen if they ate its fruit. He said the fruit was delicious, and they should try it. After a while they began to listen to Shaitan and thought they would have just a little taste of the fruit, just to see what it was like. Shaitan was very happy because he had made them disobey Allah. As soon as they had eaten the fruit, Adam and Hawa realized that they had been very naughty and they felt guilty for what they had done. Allah forgave them, but he wouldn't let them stay in paradise anymore, so he sent them to live on earth.